Social media is bad. Let's start.
If you agree, step forward, and if you disagree, stay put. I spend more than 3 hours on social media daily.
No, don't think about it. Fact check. Pull up. Nah, you got an iPhone. Pull up that. Pull up that. Watch that screen time. Nah.
I'm gonna
Come
be
on.
honest. I can tell you myself. I'm using my phone to record this, by the way. I spent a good hour. Listen, and there's like reps though, because it's like
Wallahi, let's not believe a word he's saying. He if he can't pull up facts, don't no, we're not
no,
listening to him.
bro. It's like at the gym, bro. I'm taking sets.
Okay.
I'm taking sets.
Hear me out. I'm looking at the data, right? Okay. Here's the question. Do you count YouTube?
Yes.
Then yeah, if you count YouTube, yes. If you don't count YouTube, no. I got about 2 hours of Instagram and I got about 2 hours of YouTube as well. You put it together, that's more than 3. If you don't count YouTube, that's less than 3.
Oh, you're toxic, fellow. You're toxic.
For me, a lot of my school stuff got pushed to social media, all the clubs and orgs. Another one that's more personal to me is that keeps you in touch with your family. All my family's in Vietnam, so yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends are online, and I'm just like on their accounts, like hyping them up or just like texting them on Instagram because I don't like to use regular text.
It's definitely my number one source of entertainment. I don't watch as much YouTube or Netflix, and I kind of just go through TikTok, and like that's what brings me joy sometimes.
Yeah, TikTok is easy.
Short attention spans.
Oh yeah.
You get sucked in, like you go on for like 30 minutes and then you're just there forever, and that happens to me all the time.
But at the same time, I spend more time comparing myself to others. Oh, I'm not getting that many likes, and it kind of brings me down.
But if I went on TikTok and I kind of just analyzed everyone and just was like trying to compare myself, then it would definitely bring me down. But just as a content creator, I just have the mindset of like, oh, this is what you make and maybe I can make it differently.
Prior to a movement I started called Log Off, I spent about 5 hours on social media a day, and it was to talk with my sister who was in college, but I also got really bad repercussions about my body, and I felt really terrible after scrolling. But after I rethought about how I wanted to spend my time on there, it became much more productive. So I still spend time on like Instagram. It's just to like get a meme from my college sister or to like talk with friends that really bring me up.
I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, but like I never open the app like ever.
I'm a menace.
I'm not going to hell with you, bro.
I'll go by. So
No.
we know why she don't post. I'm just saying. Like,
I'm not going. Nope. You got that one. I got it, bro.
I'm going now.
I don't take photos, and because I don't take photos, I don't have anything to post, and because I don't have anything to post, I don't see a point in opening the app. Plus, I'd rather spend my time reading.
I knew it. I knew she was gonna say that.
More meek and mild. I was just like, oh no, they're gonna comment I'm ugly and they're gonna hate on me. But then when TikTok started blowing up, one of my videos blew up. And I was just like, hey, they don't hate me. And I was just like, oh, okay, the confidence, it's coming in.
I get 100 notifications a day from my best friend saying, I found this new video you would love. And I'll click on it occasionally, and I love the video because it's funny, it's short, and it like matches my personality. But it makes me really upset when like I FaceTime with my friend and she's scrolling through TikTok. It's really scary to see my friends kind of disconnect with me and just connect with these people they've never met.
It's not their fault that you're not that funny. You're not that entertaining. Maybe you should work on yourself, huh? I'm a menace today. You know what? Be more entertaining, bro. Huh?
Okay.
Make a YouTube channel. Make a TikTok, huh? Just because you can't hold a what's that saying with the candle and joint? Let me stop.
Can't hold the fire to the flame.
I can't.
Can't torch the torch.
Okay, well.
What do you think is the misconception pro-social media people would have about people who are anti-social media?
That we're narcs and that we kind of hate social media like parents hate social media. I don't think they really know our stories and know why exactly we don't want to exist on the platforms in the way that they are.
Personally, I think she got catfished and she was just like, you know what? I'm done. I can't be on this app no more.
My theory is she just got no self-control. She knows dang well if she opens Instagram or it's TikTok, she's just gonna be swiping.
She literally just said she was doing that.
I've had hurtful things posted about me, and the thing about the internet, it's there forever, and it's not like a word that was just said to me on the playground. It's something that's out there and other people can see.
You ever been on Twitter, Smith?
Yes.
It's the wild west. The jungle.
It is.
It's the north side. I mean,
it can get bad. It can get bad fast.
I put out some random tweet like, "Oh, today was such a lovely day." I get monkey.
You need me to slow down so you can catch up, monkey?
Media antisocial?
It can, because some people, they'll rather see what people are doing from the phone perspective instead of actually going out and experiencing themselves.
The reason why social media makes people so antisocial is because they live in lies. They don't want to go outside and face the reality of they are not the person in that photo, bro. That filter that girl put on her face, she don't look like that in real life, and she know that. And she know that. That's why she don't want to go out there and interact with people, because maybe she knows she's not as cool as she seems on this platform. He's not as cool as he seems. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
There can be communities found within social media, but my personal experience with it, and from a lot of stories that I've heard through Log Off, is that a lot of kids have lost people because of social media. And I think that constant mindless scrolling allows you to kind of go into this bubble and just hunker down and to not really talk with people.
I know a bunch of kids that don't know how to communicate outside of an emoji, or outside of a picture, or they have one
communication.
And, will repeatedly take the same, we'll stop everyone in the friend group to pick a wall and just sit there and pose and take 100 photos and stand there and wait. Be no, take one more.
I definitely would base entire friend groups to hang out and just take pictures. We wouldn't communicate, it would just be pictures just to post on Instagram. And then I would find myself that we didn't even connect when we were hanging out. It wasn't quality time, because I feel I have to get that perfect photo of all of us looking like we're having fun. Even if we're not, I just need to get that so I can post it.
I do want to before we do anything, I want to be all right, take my picture. I've never done it. I've never got to do it. My Instagram is empty.
It's okay, bro.
Every time, nobody knows I go out, bro.
It's okay, bro.
No one, bro.
Do you go out? I swear,
exactly.
I swear I see you in the same setup every day. That same Warriors jersey right behind you, bro. Where do you go? Walmart? Walmart. You consider going to Walmart? That's great. You go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I pop out the mall with my friends. I go to the movie theaters by myself. I go to the gym with you. What you mean? We just don't take pictures. We took pictures. Guess what? We never posted them, did we?
I've never been to the gym with you. No, we taking shots, bro.
So we just gonna lie on this platform we just be at the gym yesterday. Yesterday was leg day. They got don't act like you go out work out. We upload this. I will do this forever. Yeah, y'all niggas subscribe to this channel, or this bit will stay on for the next 5 minutes. I will sit here and talk this.
After a while, you feel the pressure and everything. People start being people, and they're just empty profile pictures. People will come to me and they won't know my name. They'll go by my screen name, and then I'm just am I human?
I actually like going by my screen name.
I like to interact with a lot of my followers through comments, because I'm uncomfortable, messaging them.
Yeah, leave a comment.
It's good to interact with the people.
What's your favorite color?
But what would you say to bigger influencers like Kylie Jenner or Kim Kardashian that can't have that interaction via the comments?
Yeah, and then Alex, some people just don't even reply to you. They'll just double tap, like the message.
Going off what you said about making real human connection, have you ever looked into social media accounts that promote that? Because I don't know if you guys know, we're not really strangers. If you guys know them, they have a card game. You don't know. Okay, so it's basically a card game where you have perception, analysis, and then reflection, and then you just have conversation or how are you really, or what would you name the chapter of this in your life, and then boom, we're in a 20-minute conversation that she feels really low and she's trying to change, and I would have never thought that if this social media account didn't push me or didn't encourage me to have deeper conversations.
There is actually good social media. Who would have thought about that? I think this goes back into the bubble talk where people are only in their confined space. They always see the bad because they're only in the bad areas. Maybe if you want to go to the good side of stuff, the good side of social media, maybe you wouldn't be complaining so bad. Maybe you wouldn't be as much of a Sims character. Yeah, you NPC. Yeah, you watching this video right now. I'm sorry, I love you.
Yeah, James. Yeah, I know it's a James watching this video. Yeah,
There's a James watching this video right now who is so upset.
You know what? How about you in the kitchen making that sandwich? Make me one. Go ahead.
I agree, but I think the issue is with the algorithm in place. That's not popping up on my feed. I don't know that those exist.
Wallahi, I wonder why.
And because there's so much hollowness and mindless scrolling, I've never found that. If I found that, I would have loved that.
With the algorithm and the fact that you never see those things, I always feel we're on a whole different side of TikTok than you are, and all it takes.
No, we gotta talk about. No, I'm not gonna let that slide. No, those Instagram accounts prioritize engagement. And if you prioritize engagement on social media, Instagram is going to push you because you're keeping people on that app. So it's not like they're just these unknowns. This is a big social media app, and Instagram has every reason to keep this Instagram account alive because, like I said, it increases engagement by keeping people on the platform. So you not seeing this Instagram page at all is your own fault, and that's just don't play victim in that.
Well, hey, you went off. I was letting you cook, cuz. I was letting you cook, add a little seasoning to it. You go right ahead. My brother.
In order to change your algorithm, you just have to change the things that you're looking for.
But don't you think maybe like the algorithm in place is what's making it so dangerous? Because it's like they're pumping out these really terrible kind of like content videos, but also you've got like the attention economy where they're like fighting to get your information to then give to people, to put ads in your feed that you won't notice.
Even if you're not on social media, you know it's gonna do that anyway. Like if you're searching anything up, like if you're searching something up on Safari and you go onto your computer, onto Chrome, the ads will probably be the same. You know,
Right.
it's just
the internet.
It's just technology.
Cook!
You know?
I sat down here saying that social media makes people antisocial, but hearing Alexa and Alex speak, it makes me remember that social media isn't just the whole TikTok scene. It's also schools. There's clubs and stuff. I've made a couple new friends from social media because they live in Ventura. I live in San Diego, so I don't think it's necessarily just the whole big fame thing. There's also the smaller groups. Yeah, I'd like to say social media changed my life. I'm more confident. I actually think about what I wear. I used to just roll out of bed, grab what's near. I do see how social media can be bad, but I like to think of it in a positive light.
I have been bullied on social media.
No. Come on now.
All right, Tubby. All right, Tub. There you go. That's your first instance of bullying. There you go. You're fat. You're fat. Deal with it. Yeah. I dare you to post something on Instagram because I'm gonna be on your neck. You ever been bullied before? Well, I gotta change that today.
How tall are you?
How about you weigh?
I know you guys remember like those Musical.ly days. I feel like that was my biggest bullying because it's like it's just like entering a whole different society. It's just like when you're going out, you're making videos, you don't really know what you want to post or what you want to do or what you want to look like. So it is going to be cringy at first and it's not going to be great.
Musical.ly was definitely a dark time.
Unless you're us, our videos are
more
great off rip.
recently, I did have a hate account on Instagram. They told me to kill myself and told me that because I was upset about my pet dying that I should kill myself.
This had to be Twitter. This had to be Twitter. This had to be Twitter.
But I know I've seen some people make some hate pages.
I wouldn't be surprised if she said this was Twitter.
Then I realized, they're only making fun of me because I'm giving them attention about it. So I just had to block them from all my accounts and block all the people they were following and block all the people that were following them. And then I just
That's
had
just
to
a lot
stop
of effort,
looking.
bro.
And if I don't look at it, then I don't know what they're saying.
Right, and that's the thing. It's just like once you stop looking into it, you just stop feeding the fire and it will die eventually because you just don't even pay it no mind.
I don't have a big following, so it's mostly people I know. Usually
see
it's
why.
TikToks, and it's not with my name in it, but you can tell that it's implied towards me. And I try not to comment, but there's some points where they're coming out and saying completely false things about me. Posting and hating on someone through the internet is completely different from in person because it's there forever. You don't have control over that because it's up to them to delete it.
Why care?
Hold on, I was about to say.
Why care?
Also, the big difference is they're a lot bolder on social media because they probably on the other side of the country. They ain't worried about you knocking on their door, pulling up, about to beat them up. They doing this behind the screen. A lot of haters on social media is just some of the biggest ever. So it's like, come on, let's be for real. Let's be for real.
I have had rude comments been made about me, but I've never been heavily cyberbullied because I don't really have a big following and because of the community that I'm in. I've just read hundreds of stories about kids who felt like they wanted to kill themselves because of the rude comments they were getting. And I just remember there were nights when I would cry and I'd be so upset because I couldn't really do anything about it.
My cyberbullying experience, the first big one, I was in this dance team, right? And I was the shortest kid, the fattest kid, and one of 3 Asians. So I clearly stuck out no matter what I did. And after practice, all the girls would do that 2014 ass out please and the duck face thing pose. One day one of them invited me to take the photo with them, and I thought this was the only way you could pose on Instagram. So I did it, and then they took the photo and they were all like laughing and they started uploading it. I didn't know why. Over like the next 2.5, 3 years, they would continuously like bring me into the photo. Like I would never just go up. They'd always ask me, hey, do you want to be in the photo? Do you want to be in the photo? So I felt like I was being included. But when I like got a phone and when I got an Instagram and when I started following like my fellow dance team members, I would look at their Instagrams and like from the beginning, it's photos of me. They'll zoom in on me and they'll be like, look at that fat thing, that fucking monster. Like, is it trying to pose? Like, what does that thing think it is? Like, do they think they're cute? I wasn't like,
God. Oh my Lord. They going in on her. You prick.
I was just doing this for entertainment purposes. Now I feel bad. No. Okay, she's out the list. She's good for the rest of the video. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Social media can cause young people to hurt themselves.
I ain't gonna lie. Yes, Jesus. You know how many women I've seen cut their wrists? Like,
Oh.
no joke. No joke. No joke. No joke. If I had $1 for every time, I go buy me a little candy bar at the gas station. Come on now.
I was gonna say that is a horrible. I don't know where you're going with this.
All jokes aside, I've seen people who have seriously tried to hurt themselves, but I won't lie to you if I said a lot of them were not faking it just to get attention. That's another harm of social media. People will harm themselves for the sake of attention. But for the people who genuinely harm themselves because of social media, it's usually because of things like they see people at their highest points on social media. Nobody's going to ever pick their saddest moment to post on social media unless they're trying to get attention from somebody. Well, let me say 9 times out of 10, somebody's posting their lowest moments on Instagram or any social media is because they want attention. And that 1 out of 10 is usually just somebody who genuinely is reaching out for help. All that to say, when somebody sees you at your highest all the time, they're never going to see you at your lowest. So they're never going to think you have a low point. And people who have seen you at your highest 24/7 and they're not always at their highest 24/7, when they're at their low, they're going to see the world being happy without them. And that's just going to drag them to a place that nobody ever wants to be.
TikTok, everything is the highlight reel. My Instagram, I'm not gonna post the ugliest picture of me. When I scroll through my friends, in the back of my head, I should know that's the same for them. Yet I'm like, they look so pretty. Why do I not look like that? And I think for younger generations, it's really scary that they're gonna have to deal with this.
I have this one photo that's so vivid in my memory, and like, I'm at like an aquarium and I'm leaning against like one of the fish tanks. And
I'm evil. Oh my goodness, I'm
I
evil.
think we were thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to say anything. Bro, you said you was gonna give her a break, bro. Give her a break.
Oh no, it's a lob. It's a lob, bro.
She just been throwing them. I'm sorry.
You know what? D-Wade bounce pass back to James.
Wade, he has Arroyo in front.
my dad and my brother are next to me, and I'm like half my brother's height. My face just sagging, my body, like my clothes don't fit on me. And I'm like, at that time, I didn't realize how depressed I was and how much these dance photos were ruining me. That's kind of when I knew like social media is not something I'm not safe here, you know? And so an excuse I can make for not pleasing people online is that I don't use it. And then I'll be okay.
The bad thing about social media is like if you have a bad friend in real life and your mom's like avoid them, don't be next to them and stuff, but on social media you almost can't avoid them. And I feel like that's where like a lot of kids can get hurt because they comment rude things on your things or they don't share the same opinions and those friends are horrible, you know?
I don't know how Tumblr is now because I don't go on it, but there are a lot of like self-harm pages and eating disorder pages with like ideas to make yourself lose weight. There's so much of that on Tumblr that I had to get off of Tumblr. And I think that definitely will hurt kids now and in the future.
I just couldn't imagine being like 10 or 11 or 12, just being so young and looking through this and taking all these suggestions in. I'm 18 now, like I go through it and I know better, but I feel like you could get seriously hurt when you're young because you really just don't know any better.
Yeah, I'll just play back on what you said about how little kids don't know better. I saw a hack where it was like scoop ice cream and it said microwave the spoon. Most children wouldn't know. Yeah, in cases like that, it does hurt me to be pro social media. But social media, I think it was always more intended for more discretion.
Like I have this friend named Jessie Page, and she is very, very like pro body positivity and like pro like mental health, you know, like really like I want to get better. That's why I keep all my posts up, because I want people to be able to go back and look. I wasn't on T for 3 years, you know, when I was out, you know, like I was fully out and like fighting for myself to start hormones. My friend Jessie too, she also puts before and after. She always puts like, this is the real me.
Children under the age of 13 should not be allowed on social media.
Mans just gave you a prime example. Put the spoon in the microwave? I mean, I did see a kid put a cat in the microwave. That was pretty bad. I don't think he went through with it, but I was scared for that cat's life.
I think you need like one real talk before people start to think we're crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's good for them to have
Okay,
also.
bro.
So see, I'm trying. See, I can't be serious. That's you. That's you. That's your job.
Okay.
I'm the killing cat guy. I mean, no.
Social media is the wild, wild west. There is no restrictions on social media whatsoever if you're in the right places. And giving a 13-year-old or anybody under that access to that is just honestly insane. You're throwing them on the deep end because there's no shallow end unless you put them on like YouTube Kids or like really restrict their watch time in minutes. With that being said, the people at that age are very impressible. They are very gullible. They will put a spoon in that microwave. Kids will honestly get tricked into doing things they have no business doing, bro. I'm going to show you a prime example with 2 words. Free V-Bucks. Kids will see that website talking about some free V-Bucks. All you got to do is put in your credit card information. Get them 3 numbers on the back. Give me that date. And guess what? Free V-Bucks are going to your account. Little do they know they giving up thousands of dollars out of mommy's credit card. And that's just bad.
Well, it's kind of funny because I talk to a lot of organizations with Log Off, and the main point that they try to get across is that they're trying to advocate for kids to get cell phones and technology and social media at an older age. And you know, years ago I would have said, that's really stupid. That's like the drug talk, like don't do drugs, don't be on social media. I'm not gonna listen to that. But then after years of kind of self-reflection, I wish someone would have said, you don't need Instagram to have a social life.
If I go back to like my 13-year-old self and like I didn't have all the experiences I had and I just kind of knew like, oh, it's a good place, I would be posting God knows what, right? Kids are dumb. And if you give kids a platform to do whatever they want, they're gonna be dumb.
There's no educational advocacy out there to actually allow for that to happen. And when they are there, it's this older teacher who like has a completely different outlook on social media because they never existed in an age where it was your life.
I want to hear what these people got to say.
It's just unrealistic. When I was 13, I was fully on social media, making videos every single day. So I just feel like, if anything, it helped me more when I was 13. Like, it really allowed me to just know things where and not be so, what is going on? Like, you know, not knowing a lot of things.
Because like I was on social media at like 11 years old. Like I was a child and on social media. And my dad told me, he was like, you know, but you're also trans and you're also like LGBT, you know, you need to be able to meet people because your bubble that you would know of trans people would be 0.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think we're underestimating children. They're relentless. We put an age limit on Instagram or an age limit on like an adult type website.
They're going to find a way. Before you turn 18, how many of those sites you clicked I am 18, they just let you through lickety split, no problems whatsoever?
Yeah, that is true, bro. They do not, oh my God, they really don't check.
If you are 18 and they restrict you to 18, people are going to find a way.
They just be like, hey, just click this button, you good to go.
I didn't have social media. I was probably like the last couple people out of my like friends because my mom knew the restrictions and how the things that are on the internet is you can't control what other people are posting and you can't control what your kids are seeing. But I believe that like other kids mature at different ages and we can't really restrict certain people from going on this platform when it's public.
It's difficult because I do think what you said is true, where if I was 13 and someone said, you have to be 13 to get on this app or like you have to be older, I would have lied about my age. And I know there are millions of kids like that are like, break the system and would like put in a different age.
Any problem, you can't just take the problem and move it over here.
Exactly.
It's all about the education. It should be a class, like how sex ed is. There should be like tech ed.
Like computer lab days exist. Like, was that just my school? Like there were computer lab days or something.
Where we just practice typing.
Where you practice typing. Well, like instead of just practicing typing, practice how to not be an idiot online and like how to like learn and understand like the harm of it, because like if I had that education, I know that like I would have like at least braced myself for it.
Social media has educated me more than my school has.
No, the answer is no. I think it's no. If you've been going to school for 18 years of your life, and you think going on YouTube and watching the how to use Photoshop is gonna give you more, well,
Hey,
no,
Mike.
no. You learn basic reading. You learn how to use. You can speak fluent English because of your school. You can do basic math because of your school. You can do complex math. You can go all the way up to calculus. It's just doing all the way up to high school. You can do biology. You can know any parts of the body. All of that stuff. Most people don't see it as useful on a daily basis, but you can't say that you didn't learn it, and it's a lot compared to what you can learn on social media. Because if you're going on social media, like I said with the bubble thing, you're only gonna want to learn what you want to learn. In school, you have to learn what they gave you. But when you look up something, you're gonna look up something towards your interests. Like if you're a graphic designer, you're gonna look up how to use Photoshop. And if you're a video editor, you're gonna learn how to use Premiere. And if you're a dancer, you're gonna look up dance tutorials on TikTok or Instagram. You're not gonna learn more from social media. Of course, there's some things that you really would need to know that they will never teach you in school about, like the economic and political states of the world, but at the same time, that's not what this question asks. You learn more in school regardless.
I know all schools, they don't talk about some deep topics that social media brings to light, and it teaches you how to get through it and how to do it without talking to your family if you are uncomfortable, and without talking to the school, because sometimes schools don't have that education in place.
My teacher told everyone that RuPaul's Drag Race was a good example of trans people. Of course, like, I got in trouble for like correcting him or whatever, but it was like I could not let him spread fake information like that, because those are not trans people, those are drag queens, and that is a totally different topic. I'm very far in my transition for 16, and social media definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah. And then the fact that you even got in trouble for that shows that school is at, like, they're lacking.
Personal experience is how you learn the most. You go on social media and there's someone talking about this eating disorder, this depression that they went to. It's just someone actually talking to a camera, giving you real advice that a school really could never do.
I want to preface it with I'm very lucky. The school that I go to, Altamont, is like a private school in Alabama, and they're very, very good with kind of integrating these conversations into the academic dialogue. I totally agree with everything y'all have said. I've learned how to rainbow loom, and I've done a bunch of different things on social media, but I've also looked up like election, and there's been misinformation after misinformation, and with COVID. So
Hey, we gotta talk about that. Hey, bro, we've been less funny. Be funny. That's your job. Be funny. No, come here. No, bring the funny. Make me laugh.
Trump.
As much as social media can give you great information, they can always equally lie to you. Y'all talk about I learned this and that, but how much of the stuff are you 100% sure is true? Out of all that stuff you've seen, this fact, and this fact, 9 times out of 10, one of those is probably wrong.
For y'all that answered, how do you kind of outweigh like the chance to learn a bunch of new things with also the chance of seeing a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily true?
I think you just have to look for credible websites. I mean, it's just like when you're doing an essay, you wouldn't believe, just feel like blogs, any of that kind of stuff. It is easy to get a lot of misinformation, but it's also easy to see that this information is fake.
But what about like a young kid that can't really discern that? Because I feel like that's the danger.
My dad actually put the Washington Post and the New York Times on my phone so that I would look at it more, so I would get the notifications. All I had to do was put it on my phone.
There have been times when I've disagreed with what the teacher said, and that is true, but I also think that with social media, with the algorithm in place, it's harder to discern.
I disagree with you, just because I feel like as kids we look up to our teachers for the right answers, and if they are like providing like a biased answer, we're getting the wrong information.
Bro, have you seen those like NBA graphics where they put like quotes, and it's like very realistic quotes of what something very like close to like something LeBron would say, but LeBron never said it? Your teacher has a bias just as equally as much as you have a bias. So if you're on social media and you're in your circle and your circle tells you something, but somebody outside your circle says another thing, you're more than likely to believe your circle, even though they may not necessarily be telling you the truth. So I think it goes both ways, and I think it's worse on the social media side because of how much access you get to the whole entire scheme.
There will be times where the teacher's own political beliefs might make the learning bias. So comparable to social media, it's about the same.
Yeah, but I think it's more dangerous on social media, because I agree it is very dangerous in the classroom, especially when you look up to teachers. With the algorithm, they don't have that humanity to actually discern like, oh, this is an article about how masks aren't important. So like, but I'm gonna pump that out.
But I would disagree with you for that exact reason, because because it's just one human, one way of life, one perspective, one thought, you know. But at least when you go on social media and you put up Trump, it's gonna come up both sides of the story. You know, and it's up to you to differentiate and read it and see, okay, this comes from this credible website and this is coming from a blog on Wikipedia.
What if we're talking about like just a straightforward thing like math, science, or English? Sometimes you can get like a cruddy teacher and they won't really teach you that well. You just type that into social media, they'll ring it right up
I've never actually been helped by a math teacher. I mean, photo math was the only thing that helped me. I mean, and it's not even like it only gave me the answers. I mean, you scrolled up and it literally showed you step by step what it does, and you look for the reasoning. Here's the reason.
But did you really care for any of those steps?
And then
I guarantee you didn't care for any of those steps. You only went to go show the steps because the teacher said show your work on that paper. I can guarantee you that. Don't come at me with that BS.
And sometimes if I have a lot of trouble with like an assignment or something, I'll actually like post a picture of it and I'll be like, hey, like I am really bad in this subject. Every single time people do message me and help me out, or like will comment and be like, hey, like actually this is what you're doing wrong and this is how you do it right.
There you go.
where are these people at in my life right now?
No.
Just there's nothing to it.
I said you got the next bit, bro. So
Next bit. Hold on. Forget the video. How you doing? I know you sitting there with that bottle of water. Thirsty. Thirst quenched. Drink it. Get a cup. Get some ice. Pour it in there. Get the cup.
I
Get
am
a little
aroused.
sippy sip. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Put it down. Now go in the comment section. Type how you doing. See how other people are doing. Stop worrying about yourself. Worry about somebody else today. Okay? Okay? We all trying to thrive together, my brother. All right? Listen.
All right,
Now, you put that camera back on me. I'm not done.
All right, to cut that nigga off. Okay, let's actually get back into the topic. All right, to get back into the topic, yes. I think social media is very necessary in this world because I feel like a lot of people would be absolutely disconnected without social media. There are things people would never see in their daily lives that they would see on social media. There are problems in this world that you would never see because you wouldn't have access to social media. You don't even know what's going on in the town next to you for a lot of reasons. And then social media is like pure entertainment for a lot of people. Like most people don't get entertainment out of books or like, you know, going to the playgrounds. Like at the end of the day, it might be like absorbing your, like, you know, you're not swiping, but at least like it's a form of entertainment. And a lot of people have made a lot of revenue, a lot of income off these types of entertainment. So I think it's a very necessary thing.
For me, on a macro scale, I think there are some really troubling signs that social media is kind of unwinding society and humanity in the sense of like the democracy debate. Governments can use social media to then kind of undermine elections. And I think those are bigger issues when you look at the macro scale. But again, on the micro scale, there are so many different people in the world that thrive with it.
I know other people that are like me. I think I would thrive more without social media because I compare myself and I look for those likes and look for those comments on my posts. And I feel like if I didn't have that concern, my mental health and my self-love and self-image would be so much better if I didn't see all this stuff on the internet.
A part of me wants to ask for like a definition for like thrive, because like are we talking about like us as like a human race or like people individually? Instagram and things can like put like make you have poor body image and this that, but also like in the case of like Alex, you know, it helps him, you know, meet other trans people and understand that like he isn't alone, right? And so it's such a general question with so many variables that like you can't just like put one answer down.
Like as a person, I think we would thrive as a, you know, as yourself would thrive because you'll have more self-love, self-confidence, no insecurities, you know. But as a society, I don't think so though, because like we wouldn't be more open to, I guess, suggestions or opinions to make us better as well.
And I feel like without social media, people can get away with a lot more treacherous shit because it wouldn't be put in the spotlight. Like the state next to you without social media could hold like still have slavery, and you wouldn't know if you didn't have like transportation or something to get there and experience it yourself. So it's like as a whole, social media can put light on situations that was never put on before. Like there's a lot of good movements that were started because this got put on social media. Not everybody can see how bad this situation is. It's like I don't want to be black and everything, but the George Floyd situation got put on blast, and that started like a big surge in the BLM movement. But if that video was never put out, most people wouldn't put on notice. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So in the recent months especially, there have been a lot of protests and stuff that were like a lot of them were created online, and I think that if we didn't have social media, a lot of them wouldn't have been possible because there wouldn't have been the word spread so fast.
I agree. Yes, these protests got really big and it's really important, but the thing that I've kind of been looking at is the people that go and take a picture and they're like, oh my God, like I'm so supportive, and like change their profile picture. They do the Blackout Tuesday and then a week later it gets archived. When people go with like professional grade cameras and like bring a hair and makeup team to like sit there and like pose in the middle of the street, like it's less of the movement and more of the social media.
And yeah, and I think that's also a perspective thing, because I think there was maybe one or two major influencers who were dumb enough to take a production team out there to take a picture. And I think that was for people like you guys who are anti-social media to focus, be like, wow, let's see, look at all these influencers. It's the whole entire community is just like them. And I was in New York for a couple of days, and I was in like Washington Square or something. They were passing out flyers. They're like, hey, share this on your Snapchat if you know anyone in New York. And I wasn't only in New York for like 2 days, but I posted it, and I got like, I don't know, like 40,000 people on Snapchat to watch it, and if they were in New York, they could go.
By these like performative parts, I'm not talking only influencers. Like, yes, that is a big part, and it is very troublesome when influencers do like kind of go out and like pose for like the picture rather than for the protest. But when people are kind of seeing like, oh, this is trendy, and when people have that desire to like go viral, they'll go out and they'll do it.
But here's like a scenario. What if me, Alex and Alexa, we all just teamed up, we did like a charity stream and then donated to, let's just throw back to like early 2020 where there was like fires. Wouldn't California or Australia thrive from us donating?
I do agree that social media does like promote awareness and it helps change. And definitely in our society, because everyone's on social media. So if they see this and it gets spread, it's gonna make change.
To bring up them influencers that were, bring a whole production team just to take a couple of set of photos in front of a movement. Honestly, I feel like in situations like that, the ends justify the means. What I mean is when that person takes that picture and you can see the movement behind them, they're in it. It's like, oh, I'm getting a good photo. I'm getting a lot of publicity off of this movement. But the other side is you're bringing awareness to this movement because you have such a following. Now that following is going to be put on notice of that movement, even though you're not doing it for a good reason. Good reasons are still going to probably come out of it, regardless of your greed or not. So, the ends justify the means in certain situations. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below. Would you put a spoon in a microwave? I really want to know your answers.
Please don't.
So,
please don't.
I want to know if you would.
Why
and get
would
this
they?
video to 1,000 likes. This is such a high bar. 1,000 likes. I will put a spoon in the microwave. 1,000 likes. I will put a spoon in the microwave. But anyways, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.